talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know the customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer. Very nice to have you along with us. We are here to remind you that small business is big business and your business is our business. And sitting in for the lovely and vacationing Angel Tussey is our good friend, Gary Barnes. Gary, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I have to say, I'm not Angel.
You don't have to say that. No, we're super glad that we both got to see Angel today. Yep. She zoomed in with her. She is hanging out on the beaches of Mexico and loving life out there, but still loves to connect with our community here at Experience Pros. And so she came in to deliver a message of inspiration in our Breakthrough Power Boost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really great to see her out there, just slaving away and
right.
listening to the birds and,
Yeah, slaving away. I believe that was a margarita in her hand. And welcome to all of our friends by way of Gary's friends who are tuning in by way of our Facebook Live. We're very happy to have you along with us today. It's going to be a great show. Gary, introduce yourself to our audience and let our audience know. I mean, I know you as Gary. I know you as the No Try guy. I know you as America's traction coach. Share with us who you are, Gary.
I'm a little bit of a mixture of everything. So that makes me as, that entrepreneur. Mutt. Yeah. I mean, it's just like that serial person that's out there that just, has to do something different.
Right.
But my original background, psychology and theology. So I tell everyone I really confused from a very early age.
Yes.
But I've spent 9 years in real estate, built one of the largest financial planning firms in the country, top 3%, and ran it for 33 years, sold it about 15 years ago. And now I'm a high performance business and sales coach, speaker, and author.
Yeah, and you are all of those things. And high performance is a great way to describe all of the various facets. Have you watching, Roland? Thank you. So, how you've been coaching, and when you talk about high performance, one of the sweet spots that you have is getting people over that six-figure bump. Right? Yes. Because I don't know about you, but what we've discovered is if you can get past the first six figures, your first $100,000 revenue generation of the year, right, in a calendar year, then the next one is much easier, and so on, right?
Well, really, that first 100,000 is the pattern that you're developing, the template, if you will.
Right.
Once you get over that hump, it's just a matter of duplication. Now you're just expanding what you already have developed. But so many times people start with a template and they stop and start and they muck with it and they never get to the fulfillment.
Which leads us to another moniker that I mentioned earlier, and that is you are the no-try guy. And yet how many times do you hear, and I'm guilty myself, people saying, I'll try that. I will try, marketing. I will try radio. I will try this group or that group, and you discover that what most entrepreneurs don't realize is that trying is dying.
It is. It's the wisdom of Yoda. Do or do not, there is no try.
Right.
And I think movies hire psychologists and psychiatrists, people that really understand the psyche of what we go through.
Sure.
And what we're finding is that when we use the word try, it's allowing us to fail. We're taking away that opportunity to succeed, and we're backing up before we went forward.
And the only time you should ever back up before you go forward is when you're catching a fly ball in center field, right?
Yep.
I agree with you 100%. And so, here we have this great vehicle. We've got a microphone that feeds thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of listeners. Coast to coast. We're nationally syndicated. So, Gary, what would be your message to somebody who's struggling? They got into the business because they love to make cookies or to build widgets or to coach people, and yet they've discovered that there's like a $30,000 ceiling, and they can't seem to get past that. What's your first piece of advice?
Well, one is when you set your goals, and we've been taught to set goals, but it's really a vision, where you're going to go. What is the actuality that you're going to create for yourself? But what I have found is that so many people make that new goal so big,
right,
that they're so far behind before they even get started that they go, why quote, try? And so when we can, I use the analogy of a rubber band. A rubber band, when stretched, is usable. If it's stretched too far, it breaks.
Sure.
If it's not stretched far enough, it doesn't hold anything. And so you can go like on a dollar. You can go about what you're doing now in order to go to that next level. And some people say, well, that's not exciting. Well, yes, it is, because that's your new. In fact, Angel was talking about it this morning.
She was
talking about the baby steps, the things that you can take and get a new foothold and a new foothold. And all of a sudden, those things that look far away are very close and very simple to do.
Our guest is Gary Barnes, and here's a man who is truly, I mean, how many millions of dollars have you worked through?
Over $280 million.
So this is a guy who knows his stuff, and we would be wise to pay attention to the people who have been where we want to go. You know, do you see that entrepreneurs are like kids? They don't want their parents' advice.
Yes.
And yet the parents, as parents, I know, you know, that if we give the advice, we've been around the corner. We see what's coming, and it's usually for the positive. And so I want to introduce our guests to the opportunity of attending a Breakthrough Business Mastery Boot Camp. The 33rd of these that you are producing here is coming in January of 2018.
January 26, 27, and 28.
The wise among you, listeners, would put the 26, 27, 28 of January in your phone, daytimer, whatever you call it, your calendar, your schedule, and attach the name Gary Barnes to it. If you have any question about what that means as the date gets closer, then you will know at least a name to call and find. But here's what you really should do. Go to breakthroughbusinessmastery.com. breakthroughbusinessmastery.com and register now for the upcoming event. It is the 26th, 27th, 28th of January. What do they get?
We've already filled up with pre-attendee registrations.
Right.
The room that we had last time in June.
Yes.
Where you and Angel spoke, and you're going to be speaking again.
We're so excited to be a part of this.
You know, it's a little bit of a different experience, I think, as you found out. Friday is that psychological and emotional aspects of building a business, what we were just talking about, how to get over that $100,000 hump.
Right.
We actually break boards.
Break boards with
our hands.
A black belt martial artist teaches us.
7th degree black belt.
Right.
And I just found this out. There's only 200 black belts in the world.
Oh, I didn't know
one
that.
Of them.
Really? Wow.
And Chris Nansky is his name. He's a phenomenal individual. He leads people through the process. It's unbelievable. And then Saturday and Sunday is all of the strategies and processes that I've used to build my businesses and helping others to build their businesses as well. So it's a full program for 3 days.
And what's the investment, Gary?
It's $197 for one ticket, $247 or $247, for two tickets.
So
it's the entire thing.
$50 more for two tickets.
Yes.
$197, folks. If you got to go digging through the couches, the pillows or whatever, and find the extra coins, this is worth it. This is worth your investment. Angel and I participated this year, and super happy to be back. We had such a great time. I think the people enjoyed having us as a part of it as well. And you're going to identify the roadblocks that are blocking your success and then eliminate them right there. That's kind of that board-breaking vision.
And also, they're going to get a bonus of a group coaching calls with me twice a month between when they register and the boot camp. And that's included.
So if they register now, They get an extra 6 months of group calls?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Folks, do this right now. If you're not signed up for Gary Barnes's consulting and the boot camp, go do it now for $197. How many calls are there in a month?
2.
2 calls in a month. It's going to be like $150 for every element of what you're getting by the time you get there, and it's tax deductible.
Yes.
Gang, we got to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. We're going to talk internet security next. You're listening to Gary Barnes and Eric Reamer. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Victor Mitchell, our kind of guy for governor.
The problem is our government has become so overbearing with regulations. A large part of so many kids, especially girls, are not pursuing vocational trades. And most of those types of trades, there's a 4-year apprenticeship period, which I frankly think is just over the top. And there's literally thousands of opportunities like that today in Colorado.
Vic wants to strengthen the economy in Colorado by connecting local and state officials and working with them to create a better plan for a stronger economy.
Every day I'm listening and learning, and we've never had a 64-county economic development strategy coming from the governor's office, where we work directly with town council members and county commissioners and form strategies to bring infrastructure and community college training and private employers into their areas. These types of things can be brought to Colorado because so many parts of our state are not doing as well, and I promise to do exactly that.
Forward-thinking businessman, bold leadership. That's our Vic. Paid for by Coloradans for Victor Mitchell.
Get total freedom in your life safely and quickly. Build wealth and passive income so you never worry about working till you drop, losing your job, or retiring in poverty. Hi, I'm Steve Davis, an investor in thousands of units over the years. Now it's your turn. Del Walmsley has been my mentor for nearly 25 years, and he's taught over 100,000 people just like you the principles of financial freedom through live one-on-one mentoring at Lifestyles Unlimited and his national radio show. I'm excited to tell you about the real estate workshop that changed my life. The workshop gets you on the inside of what we do and what we believe and unlocks the 5 ways we make money in real estate. Just like your personal trainer, Lifestyles Unlimited will motivate, encourage, and teach you so you can get in the best financial shape of your life. Call 866-971-8970 or go to 5waysweMakeMoney.com. That's 5waysweMakeMoney.com to register for the workshop that will change your life and let you stop worrying about working till you drop, losing your job, or retiring in poverty.
Hi, folks. Dan Cicchini. Oh, my gosh. How can it be that we started Done Right Home Improvements way back in 1985 already? How could it be that 3 of our grandkids back then? And to think that we've designed, built, and installed tens of thousands of projects? How can that be, Todd?
Dad, it's the things you've always taught us. Do good work, show up on time, price fairly, and above all, keep your promises. Our performance speaks for itself, whether it's kitchens, baths, counters, or floors, or even replacement windows.
That's right, incentives. Now is the time to call and save a full 12% off all services for select install dates. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com. 303-722-2295.
Make the Fresh Fish Company the biggest part of your next celebration with their fresh seafood party platters.
How about blowing your friends and family out of the water
with the delectable rock lobster tail platter? Or picture 60 succulent snow crab legs scored and shelled on a beautiful platter right next to mounds of king crab legs that'll walk your party to Flavor Town by the sea. Now we're talking celebration. You can also get their mouth-watering clam chowder, seafood gumbo, and lobster bisque by the pint, by the quart, or even by the gallon.
Make sure to ask for some extra oyster crackers if you get the gallon.
You're going to need them. The Fresh Fish Company will freshly prepare your made-to-order seafood platters for any size celebration. Just go to thefreshfishco.com to start putting together your ocean of choices. And don't forget your guests who have a sweet tooth. The Fresh Fish Company will help you finish your celebration right with waves of desserts, including their individual wrapped carrot cake, cheesecake, and brownie platters.
I just want to celebrate, yeah.
Go to thefreshfishco.com to catch all of their party platters and make your next celebration a tidal wave of flavor.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Hey, welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show, home of positive business talk. Sitting in for Angel, Gary Barnes, amazing business coach. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's great to be here.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your support. This is a lot of fun, and just looking forward to seeing everyone. Roland in Washington, your son just released a new album out there.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of interesting people that come into the boot camp, but Linda and Holly's on.
Yep.
It's just like, you guys are great.
Yeah, and they are following along with us. Listen, our next guest is going to be very interesting to you. The world's dependence on software and internet connectivity keeps growing. Virtually everything, healthcare systems, online banking, critical parts of our infrastructure, and more rely on software to function. And securing the software that powers our connected world has become paramount, especially as cyber criminals and hackers are finding new ways to steal information and compromise their targets. Our guest is Mike Amati. He served in a number of different capacities across the Global Director of Critical System Security for Synopsys Software Integrity Group. That's now what he's doing now. But he has served in the California Office of Health Information Integrity Security Steering Committee, and also as an active member of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Industrial Control Systems Joint Working Group. Mike Amati, welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It is a privilege to have you, Mike. And so, we see this. Gary and I were just talking about how interconnected the whole world is and is continuing to become. And the phrase ransomware didn't even exist a while ago, and now it's something that everyone needs to sit up and listen to.
Well, ransomware is simply when the bad guys enter your network through the unprotected network environment, or through a vulnerability or a bug in the code in the systems that are on your network. And there's literally thousands of them out there today. And they install software on your systems that locks up your system unless you pay them a ransom. And we're seeing a lot of it now because there are a lot of systems that are vulnerable.
So one of the questions I would have is why now? And are we going to be seeing more and more of this, or do you really have a handle on being able to protect us?
Well, it's very interesting. This has been the year of I told you so for me and a lot of my colleagues. We sort of predicted this would happen, and we said when we hit a certain turning point where people figured out how to do what are global attacks. So, for example, the WannaCry bug, which is a big ransomware attack that hit Europe, was 45,000 systems that were compromised in a day. In fact, 39 hospitals in the UK had to shut down all operations and stop treating patients because they couldn't access their systems. And since then, you've seen more, copycat type attacks. So I think we're just really at the beginning of it. It's a very easy way to commit acts of cyber terrorism as well as to potentially collect money. So I think we're just at the beginning of it.
Mike, I'm not the brightest bulb in the knife drawer here, but let me ask a fairly fundamental question. If it's so easy for the bad guys to come in and hold our information hostage, why isn't it equally easy for the good guys to come in and lock it down?
Well, that's a great question. The way people break into systems is by what's called a misuse case, or they're doing something that the system's not intended to do. If you have children, you probably discovered that the number of things that they can do wrong is infinite in nature, right? So,
sure.
You build a system for functionality, but the attacker doesn't look at functionality and say, what are all the things I could do to break this? And that's an infinite space problem. What we try to do in our organization and other people in my field is we try to find what are the most common ways, or what do we think are the easiest ways that people will compromise these systems. And unfortunately, there are literally thousands of fairly trivial ways to compromise a system. So that's what happens.
All right. I'm not sure I feel any more comfortable with with the answer. Our guest is Mike Amati, the Global Director of Critical System Security for Synopsys Software Integrity Group, and well known in the field of critical infrastructure security. So, Mike, what can we, the small business average Joe? I got a network of 1 to 6 to 12 computers in the office. What can we do to prevent or at least protect ourselves as best as possible?
Well, I think first and foremost, you got to do whatever you can to discover where you're vulnerable. You know, what are the ways that you can be attacked? And you can use software, you could use services to do that. I think the other thing is you really need to ask the people that are vending you, that are selling you the products that you use in your office, to provide you evidence that they've done adequate testing and taken adequate measures in order to protect your system against compromise, not just market speak, but real solid evidence that they've done that. And really put pressure on the entire software community to start, picking up the pace and dealing with vulnerabilities in a much more proactive manner. We currently have no legal liability for anybody in the software industry to do so, and until that happens, we're going to be stuck in this situation.
So I'm guessing that, you're being proactive, and so you're seeing things that we obviously don't see out here in the general community. What keeps you up at night? What is the new thing on the horizon that you're seeing that you're really, concerned about?
I think what's really keeping me up right now more than anything is the fact that now that we've sort of proven that everything we predicted that can happen has happened, and things have gotten very bad within just the last year, we're not seeing the commensurate level of proactivity, or even for that matter, reactivity happening out there in the world. We're not seeing government actually doing any better at getting organizations to provide us with better software. We're not seeing a huge amount of action on the part of businesses and manufacturers in addressing these. There's still a sit down and wait for it to happen to me mentality going on. That's the biggest concern for me. What exactly does it take for you to have to change your ways?
Well, we need to know more, and I think more people need to know you and your company. Mike, how do you want people to follow you?
You can come to our website. Start with that. Go to synopsys.com. That's 2 Y's in Synopsys, no I's. synopsys.com/software. We've got lots of resources, white papers, and contact information, and we're happy to help. That's what we do.
There it is, Synopsys with 2 Y's.com. Go check it out and make sure that you get yourself covered and protected. Mike, we appreciate your time with us. Thank you for joining us. And folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more positive business talk just on the other side of these messages. Gary Barnes is in the house, and we're going to talk business right after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
The Colorado Business Roundtable brings you Connect and Collaborate weekdays from 4 to 5 p.m. here on Denver's Money Talk, 1690 a.m. Hear from key leaders in Colorado's business community, advocating for proactive business policies that strengthen the economy and help business grow and thrive in Colorado, as well as helping to make Colorado the When you meet with John Boson, you'll know right away you've made the right decision. John will put you at ease and explain the whole process start to settlement. They'll handle medical bills, work directly with the insurance company, and help you get back on your feet. John and his whole staff are amazing. If your whole world has been turned upside down, Boson Law will help turn it right side up. It starts with a free consultation, no money out of the pocket, and Boson Law only gets paid when they win your case. If you're hurt, the call is easy, and their number is too. Call Boson Law at 303-999-9999, 303-999-9999, 303-999-9999, or visit BosonLaw.com. That's BOESEN Law.com. Call Boson Law, 303-999-9999, or visit BosonLaw.com. That's BOESEN Law.com. Attention ladies, it's time to throw away those eyebrow pencils and enjoy the look and convenience of professional microblading. Right now, DenverHalfPrice.com has an offer you can't pass up. Hair Off 67th is a salon certified specialist in microblading. They can help you get the perfect shape and shade of eyebrows you're hoping for. And right now, they're offering a $400 microblading package for only $200. That's right, a $400 microblading package now being offered for only $200. So sit back and relax as Elaine and her staff pamper you and shape your eyebrows into a look you'll be happy to wake up to every morning. Look like $1 million and do it for only $200. That's right, only $200. But you need to act fast. This offer won't last long. Go to DenverHalfPrice.com now to order yours and then call the certified microblading specialists at Hair Off 67th to schedule your appointment today. Once again, don't miss out on this deal. Go to DenverHalfPrice.com right now.
One of the more popular remodeling projects these days is replacement windows. Why? Your old windows aren't nearly as efficient as the modern technology. And you and I both know stuff wears out. Hi, Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Windows and Doors. And why done right? The best answer to why is, why not? Todd?
Well, Dad, there's no reason not to, but lots of reasons too, such as top quality windows and doors built to size and fit many budgets, lots of color and style options, expert installers that are employees, not subcontractors, decades in business, fair pricing, satisfaction guaranteed, and the list goes on. Oh, and at Done Right, they'll find full service installations, completely finished, nothing left for them to do but enjoy.
And of course, Todd, we've got to mention our highly efficient, beautiful patio doors. So folks, give us a call. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. And of course, replacing windows and doors, you have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or DoneRightWindows.com.
For a more comfortable and energy-efficient home, call Pastor Camp today to install a new Lennox heating and air conditioning system and receive up to $1,500 in rebates and take advantage of their financing options. Pastor Camp is well known for their customer satisfaction guarantee and has served area homeowners for 58 years. Discover Pastor Camp and experience comfort. 303-777-1234 or visit PastorCamp.com. PastorCamp.com.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG. FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Gary Barnes sitting in for Angel Tussey. Angel out on vacation, little birthday celebration. This is her birthday month, and so we got Gary in the house. Thank you for joining.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's great. You know, I had people ask me earlier, was I replacing Angel? What happened to Angel? And I go, bite your tongue, do whatever you have to do to take that back, erase it from the universe.
Well, Angel's very happy to be on the beach somewhere right now, and she is coming back with a head of steam, and very, very exciting to have her come back. If you haven't been following, check out experiencepros.com or Experience Pros on Facebook. So facebook.com/experiencepros, and like the page, click on get notifications, and then check out the videos, because last Saturday and Sunday, her videos, both very inspiring, from the beaches of Mexico, and really kind of sets the tone for, not only is she trying to reach out and help you across the space and time, but she's also tipping our hand at Experience Pros as to what's coming and what, where we're going. And, I'll tell you what, if I were a betting man, I'd bet on that girl every day of the week. She's solid all the way.
Everybody would like to buy Microsoft or Apple when it was, pennies on the share.
You're right.
That's the way I see you guys right now.
Oh, wow.
You're right there on the cusp. And it's about ready to do some amazing things in the next 12 to 18 months. It's not going to take a long time.
Yeah, the old adage is it takes 10 years for an overnight success. And we are in year 8.5 of the reinvention of the company. The company actually started back in 1988, believe it or not. But back in, 2008, we formalized it. I brought Angel on as a partner, and we formalized it to what's now known as Experience Pros. But it's been a metamorphosis, and I feel like we've been in the cocoon for a very long time. And we come out for brief stints, and then decide, no, it's cold out here. We go back in and do a little more changing. And from your lips to God's ears, I would love to believe that great things are right on the forefront here, coming very soon. And I do believe that. I think that's happening. Gary, you are doing the right things when it comes to reaching out to people as well. One of the things that you do is a daily Facebook Live.
Three times
is it
a
3
week.
times a week? It feels like it's every day, because I see it. I see it so many times.
Well, before boot camp, it was every day.
Okay.
I got really, it's really interesting when we listen to our clients, the people we service, because they have a lot of times the great ideas more than we have the good ideas.
Yes.
And Ingrid Puka is one of my coaching clients, and she kept pushing me to do Facebook Live.
Right.
And I did them every day before boot camp. But after boot camp, I said, because of my schedule, I'm doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay. All right. So, but last Friday, you put your finger right in the middle of a really cool topic. Talk to us a little bit about that.
It was a topic. People ask me how I come up with the topics. And it's normally the night before. I'll be watching a video, I'll be reading something, and there will be an inspiration. The intuitive side of me kicks in, and I go, oh, there it is. That's what we'll deal with tomorrow. And so what had happened was I had watched the video, and it was talking about change and how change is just a natural part of life.
Right.
And so the topic for that day was embrace change, even though it hurts or is scary.
Are you familiar with I think the brand is Safeco. It's an insurance company, and it's got this elderly woman sitting on the couch next to her elderly husband, and she's talking about, I don't know about those kids. They're always out on the boat. And she says, the boat.
Yep.
The boat makes me nervous.
Yep.
It's change. Right. And that's the whole theme of a series of commercials through Safeco. But the idea of change makes us, you say we should embrace it. It makes us nervous.
It does. But what it is that it makes us nervous when we don't understand it, or we feel like there are no choices around it. And there are times when we have experiences in our life and in our
Is it not?
It is.
If we don't respond in a positive way, then in kind, our negative response or our abject response will produce negative results.
Well, it's looking for the positive, the opportunity in that adversity.
Yeah.
And in every adversity, there is a seed of greatness. I mean, Napoleon Hill and Norman Vincent Peale. Norman Vincent Peale had a really great saying when he said, every time he saw a problem coming down the hallway, he looked at it and said, "Where have you been? I have been preparing for you my entire life."
Wow.
That was a really cool statement.
That's, wow. I've always said that the problems are nothing more than opportunities for solutions, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know that I would look at an opportunity or a problem coming down the hall and say, you know what? Rolling up my sleeves, I've been waiting for you all day or all my life.
Well, what I think Norman Vincent Peale was really saying is that it's in the problem that we find the new solution. And that means that we're growing, that we're allowing ourselves not to become status quo. And in that we become stale. We actually get left behind by doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. So you presented this, and apparently
it hit a nerve.
Right.
It has produced almost 400 views so far. And normally my Facebook Lives are at 120,
sure.
150, a tremendous number of shares and discussions and people, really responding to it. And so I started thinking, oh, golly, is this a raw challenge that we have out there of not understanding what change really is?
Right, right. And I think you're probably right. I think people don't understand what it is. And because of that, we go back to our head in the sand mentality.
Yeah. And when we do that, we're actually more at risk than when we were before because we don't.
You can't see anything coming. Yeah, absolutely. I remember my ex-wife used to have this mentality about change or about vision on the horizon, if you will. I would say, let's plan for the hope for the best and plan for the worst, right? And she would basically take the opinion: hear no evil, see no evil, therefore there must be no evil. And there just seems to be a flaw in the logic in that, because if we stick our heads in the sand to the possibilities of, remember, we're talking about these problems as opportunities, right? And instead of that, we think of them just as problems.
Correct.
And then they roll us over.
Well, and I think as our human nature, we want predictability, but on the reverse of that is we want spontaneity. We want that, that newness. And that's why that shiny object syndrome shows up. Squirrel.
You just described the dynamic between Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer completely. She wants the organization and the comfort of knowing where things are going to be and when things are going to happen and all of that. And I am that organized chaos, if you will, that comes in and looking for the spontaneity. And I am the shiny object syndrome. I mean, I follow after those shiny. And the two of those make a good team.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The two of you, that's where it blends.
Yeah.
And that's also when we're looking for partnerships and, people to surround us. We normally, our first indicator is to go and get somebody that we like or just like us.
Right.
That's a recipe for disaster. And we've all done it. And so, but no, the dynamic you and Angel have is very special.
Well, it is special and requires, like all relationships, nurture to keep it in balance.
And that's why she's in Cancun.
That's why she's in Cancun. Hey, listen, I want to open up the phone lines for our listeners. And if you're listening by way of Facebook Live, that includes you as well. 303-632-4160 is the phone number. Again, 303-632-4160. And if you've got a comment or a conversational piece that you want to bring up about change, why, many of the people who are watching by way of Facebook, at least, are the people that follow you, Gary, and the ones who shared and commented on that Friday message. I want to know why. So give us a call, 303-632-4160. And we'll be back right after these messages. Now is a perfect time to call and chat with Gary Barnes, Eric Reamer. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, America's home for positive business talk.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM.
Hey, Dan Kaplis here for Park DIA. You and I both know how stressful it is to try to find parking at the airport. But Park DIA is the closest, fastest, least expensive parking facility near Denver International Airport. More shuttles mean faster door-to-door service and less wait time, just 7 minutes from the lot to the terminals. With rates starting at just $6.95 a day, Park DIA is the least expensive parking facility. Stress-free parking at the airport? I'd recommend Park DIA, parkdia.com.
You love your neighborhood, great schools, and close to your friends. Your home is perfect, except for the dated walnut kitchen with avocado appliances, and perhaps the moldy master bath that you're afraid to walk on barefoot, or the creaky deck, or the scary basement. But I digress. If you love your home and never want to move, but want to make it closer to your dreams, we can help. I'm Brian Murphy, owner of Front Range Mortgage, a local, Colorado-only team that's helped hundreds of homeowners to remodel their present, outdated house, turning it into a home of their dreams without the trauma and expense of an unnecessary move. We have very affordable options to help you remodel your kitchen, bath, even scary basement with no money out of pocket, often even lowering your interest rate to boot. Call me and my local team for a painless 5-minute conversation to see how quickly you can be in your own dream home. Our number, 303-500-1900. That's 303-500-1900, or visit frontrangemortgage.com.
NMLS number 378844, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
This is Dan Kaplis. A wise person once told me, if you don't have a seat at the table, you are going to end up on the menu. I think that applies directly to personal injury and wrongful death cases. If you're not represented by a highly accomplished law firm, the insurance company is probably going to eat you for lunch and you'll never even know it. So if you want to make sure that you and your claim are treated with the respect you deserve, give me a call. We are a serious firm for serious cases. And for 30 years, we have proven our ability to go up against the best the other side has to offer and to win. Our personal injury clients include everyone from the poorest of the poor to CEOs, teachers, farmers, police officers, doctors, lawyers, and professional athletes. We are able to make the vast resources of our firm available to good people from all walks of life by taking righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. You can reach me at 303-770-5551. That's 303-770-5551. Or DanKaplisLaw.com. That's DanKaplisLaw.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Attention, it is illegal to text and drive. So if you're experiencing hair loss and you want a permanent solution, please pull over now, because an incredible offer that could give you your hair back is just one text away. Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. And now, we're giving everyone who texts GROW to 543-543. An absolutely free information kit that reveals just how easy and affordable this permanent solution really is. Don't wait. When you text GROW to 543-543, we'll also give you a gift card for $250 off. Millions of men now, and see for yourself how great your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit. Text GROW to 543-543. Plus, get a free gift card. This amazing offer is just one text away. GROW to 543-543.
Celebrating 18 years as the leader in investing and trading education.
Following your system has been fantastic.
Yeah, I really appreciate the work you do. You're really an inspiration.
Well, all of the tools you've put together for us have just given us so much confidence.
I have learned so much. It is absolutely incredible.
You're really one of the best I've ever heard. I've been with you for about a month and a half now, and I'm already up 7%.
Financial education is, in many respects, the most important education you can get, and that's what they're getting from your show.
You guys have always been great on the service side.
I have so much more confidence in when I'm in my trading.
Phil, keep up the good work. I love the chart.
I've been in this business for 45 years, and you are the best.
And I've been following you, I guess, about 9 months right now, and you've just done a great job.
Listen to Phil, join the gang, and you'll never regret it.
If you're serious about securing your financial future, then contact philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Keep our schedule full? Seasonal incentives? Oh, yeah. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. Now is the time to call and save a full 12% off all services for select install dates. 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
it's me, your heart. High blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Just treat me better. After all, we're in this together.
To get your high blood pressure to a healthy range, visit heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Hey, welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is America's home for positive business talk, and we are positively thrilled that America's traction coach, call him the no-try guy, call him Gary Barnes. He's sitting in for Angel. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
It's a privilege having you here, and it's one of those rare opportunities that we get to have somebody with as much experience and confidence and background and results in training and coaching to actually sit in the studio for 2 hours with me. So,
well, I need to take you with me everywhere I go. You'll be my front guy.
I make a pretty good wingman as well. Let's go to the phones. We're inviting our friends, our listeners to call in and chime in on the topic of change and what Gary and I are talking about, how we need to embrace change. And we've got Roland calling in from Washington. Roland, you're live with Gary and Eric. How are you?
Unbelievable. How you doing?
You are unbelievable. I love it.
It's always great to hear your voice, Roland.
Hey, Gary, you are an angel.
Wow.
Gee. I don't think I've ever been called that before.
I don't know what to do with all that information.
I'm not sure
well, the announcer said Eric an angel, so I didn't know if that's what they were referring to.
Yeah, we on such short notice, we kind of hard time cutting new promo, so we stuck with the old stuff. Roland, what's your thought on change and embracing change?
Well, I reflect back to a survey that I heard some time ago when they interviewed 50 people, 95 and older, and asked them if they were going to live life over again, what they would do differently. And I think the number one response was they would have taken more risk in life, which means, seeking after a lot more change. And I think people who sit back and just cower in the corner and not do anything are going to really be missing out and have those regrets if they make it to 95.
I think you're absolutely right. And when we look at risk as being negative. But what you're really alluding to is that it is actually positive. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, I look back at all the change in my life, and you go through and it opens so many doors and it creates an opportunity to avoid the unlived life.
And that's just it. I don't want to live the unlived life. Roland, one of the things that I am forever reminding Angel, again, two different personalities in leadership here, but is to slow down and to take a moment to savor the moment, right? That there is something special happening right here, right now, and it is all too often easy to overlook. And similarly, if we have our head in the sand for trying to avoid change, we might miss it that way as well.
I think the old adage is yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not promised. All we have is right now.
And that's why they call it the present. There it is. See, we didn't even practice that, Roland.
No, you guys are, and it was in harmony. So, hey, so I was walking up, we have Badger Mountain here, and I was climbing Badger Mountain for the first time in a long time, to try to get help back. And I realized, when I get up to the top and then I'm looking on the way, I was taking it a lot slower, and I'm looking out at the view and thinking, oh my gosh, I can get up the top, then what? And then I realized this whole climb was the journey. The journey is so important, and like you said, to embrace each day, and the journey, whether it's negative or positive. But even with the negative, and when yogurt really hits the fan in your life, I sit there and look at, what are the great things that are going to come out of this? And that's all I look for. I don't look at anything else. And, invariably, it always happens.
Yeah, what a great comment. I'm not so sure. I'm still stuck on yogurt hitting the fan, but it is the journey that we are. The older that we get, and I don't know, Roland, you might have a year or two on me. The older that we get, the more that we appreciate the journey, because it's all that we have to look back on. Is that journey.
Roland's background is as a financial planner, and mine is too.
Yeah.
And so many times we were working with individuals that were so focused on retirement, and they sacrificed everything. They didn't go on vacation.
Right.
They just, were so, myopic in that one goal.
Right.
And something happened, and maybe one or both of them never made it to that age.
Mm.
And then you go,
was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's got to be some balance, don't you think, Roland?
Oh, definitely. I just I came out with a chapter in Jack Canfield's book, The Art of Mastering the Art of Success, and that was one of the things I pointed out as the many years that I've helped and advised people to seek after retirement. And then I've started looking at it, and those who didn't make it, and it's like, wait a minute, why don't you start doing the journey and finding that purpose in life and just do that for the rest of your life? I think it was Henry Ford said, you find your true passion and you just do that, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, there may be a mix up on the quote there, but close. I mean, yes, as long as it's black.
Well, in my book, How a Beaver Saved My Life, my inscription that I write in it when people want my autograph for whatever reason is, life is an adventure. Enjoy the ride.
Oh, yeah. Right. Enjoy the ride.
So
Enjoy the ride.
So that's what I'm sitting there. And anytime anybody goes through these challenges and everything is, just embrace the change. It just hurts my heart. One of my quotes is, dying doesn't bother me. It's the unlived life that really tugs at my heartstring, because we're all going to die. But how many people go through this and not really live life? And change is such a essence to living a great life.
It really is. And if we do the change right, if we change well, like if we live well, right? If we change well, then the metamorphosis truly is beautiful as we enter in new stages of life and work our way through. Roland, great call, man. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to pick up the phone and call and chat with us.
Well, it's good seeing your guys' beautiful face on the screen here.
He must be talking to you. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you in January. All right?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
All right. That's Roland Thompson on the phone out of Washington State, and we're very grateful that he's taken time to call in. You as well are invited to call in. We've got a top of the hour news break here. When we come back, we've got Gary Barnes for a whole nother hour. We're not just going to pick his brain. We're going to do open heart surgery with this man and see what we can discover. We've got him for an hour, and that's a resource we're not going to squander. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network. We'll be back right after this.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer. For more information, you can contact the Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or contact them on the web at experiencepros.com or on Facebook and Twitter at Experience Pros. If your customers love you, we want to know you. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
KDMT Arvada, Denver.
Denver's only business radio station, Money Talk 1690 AM.
Business never takes a break. Neither do we. So take Denver's Money Talk 1690 AM with you with our brand new mobile app. Stay up to the minute with breaking news, market strategies, current trends, and more wherever you are. With live streaming, listen to your favorite Money Talk shows whenever you want, on demand. It's like a personal advisor in your pocket. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Download the brand new Money Talk app on iTunes or the Google Play Store, or at moneytalk1690.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is a coordinated weekly test of broadcast stations of your area. If this had been an actual emergency, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know that customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel Tussey, Eric Reamer, helping you get your business right. That's almost 100% accurate, except that Angel is in Mexico on a vacation, and so sitting in with us is our good friend, Gary Barnes, who is filling the roles. I tell people all the time, I stand in the shadow of a very tall woman.
And that's a very true statement. So that's why I'm sitting one chair over from where she sits.
Right.
I am not taking her chair.
No, you're not. You're not taking her chair, but you are adding such great value. Gary Barnes, GaryBarnesInternational.com, and really the website that you need to know and act upon today is Breakthrough Business Mastery, BreakthroughBusinessMastery.com. And go sign up for an event that Gary hosts. Is the 33rd rendition of this Business Mastery Boot Camp that you put on. And it is the second one that Angel and I have the distinct joy of being a part of and supporting the work that you're doing and filling in, investing in the lives of your attendees as well. And you are already almost halfway full with the pre-registrations.
Pre-registration of the larger facility.
Yeah. So we need to get the word out. If you want to get in, you need to really go check out BreakthroughBusinessMastery.com. Look, it's $197 for one or $247 for two. So find a good friend and bring them with you and get a couple of tickets. And by the time you get there, you're going to have coaching twice a month from Gary in the 6 months leading up to it. Then it comes with coaching afterwards. Is that right?
Yep. There is a individual coaching session with me afterwards that's included
in
the ticket.
And then there's 3 days of high energy boot camp. And get this, you're going to create a personal business vision. You're going to learn how to catapult your business to the next level of success as it's defined by you, not by Gary or some cookie cutter, right? You're going to become a master networker using 3 magic words that will immediately create interest in your business. You're going to identify the roadblocks that are blocking your success, get rid of those. You're going to develop a personal time management plan that will make you more money faster and give you more free time. Angel and I have been through this teaching. We know and endorse, and I'm telling you, this is good stuff, folks. You're going to create a marketing plan. You're going to elevate and separate your brand to attract your ideal clients. 3 keys for success in any business. Develop your presentation skills for fast connections and create a speech that will absolutely wow a crowd. All that for $197 or $247 if you ring 2.
Well, and really the unique proposition that I bring to the boot camp is that if I never see that participant ever again in my life, that they get as much out of the boot camp. So when they go back to their companies, their entrepreneurial, their jobs, whatever it is, that they're able to apply that information to make their life better.
And isn't that the goal, right? Gary, you and I, we've been on the speaking circuit for a long time. Our combined number of years is more than half a century.
I kind of outweighed that a little bit.
I'd be very surprised if that's true, because I've got almost 32 years in public speaking in my name as well. And so, we got a lot of time on the stage, the two of us, and we've seen a lot of people on the stage. And the great majority of the ones that I've seen, and I imagine this to be true for you as well, are more interested in the back of house sales at the end of the deal than they are about affecting a change, because they know the laws of statistics says that a tiny fraction of the people who actually come for these personal enlightenment type of motivational type seminars will ever do anything. You and I, Angel included, are cut from a different tree, man. If it doesn't work, we can't claim any success.
It's about opportunity. It's about timing. It's about transformation.
Right.
And we're there as facilitators.
Yep.
And that's really the main thing. And the people that share my stage, and you heard me say this at the last boot camp, that I see the stage as sacred ground. And I really do.
Absolutely.
Because they have an endorsement. They have a set credibility with the audience by being on that stage.
That's right.
And so we protect that very, very judiciously.
Absolutely. As well you should. Yeah. And, and ultimately the bottom line is that we're looking for that change, that shift. We've been talking about it in our last hour. I want to invite our listeners, if you want to call in and talk about change or what you would like to see change in your business. You've got Gary Barnes, America's Traction Coach, the no try guy. If you say the word "I'm going to try," he's going to buzz you. All right, but give him a chance to speak into your life, and it doesn't have to be. We tried back in the early days of our program. We tried What If Wednesdays.
Tried.
Oh, see. Well, it ended up being a try because it ended up failing in miserable form because we tried it. We didn't commit to it. It was What If Wednesdays. And the notion of it was call in and present a challenge. And, what we discovered was you don't want ABC Pizzeria to call in and say, well, I've got a problem. I'm infested with bugs. My name is Joe and I run ABC Pizzeria. You don't want that over the air. So instead, you don't have to give your real name if you don't want, but call in and give us some of the challenges or what changes have you already successfully navigated so that we can talk that through? Because if you had to go through it, chances are there are hundreds, thousands that do.
And I think one of the big reasons that we don't reach out and ask and share is we think we're the only one with that problem.
Right.
And we're embarrassed, we're ashamed, where we should be that independent, forceful person that's able to overcome anything.
Yeah.
And the reality, none of us make it by ourselves.
Absolutely. And the more accomplished people who have seasoned people who have been around the corner, the better. Angel's got a phrase, and I don't think she created it. She picked it up from somebody else, and that was, don't ever do business with somebody you don't want to exchange bank accounts with. Right.
Yeah.
And so having somebody who is willing to invest in you and offer suggestions, the concept of What If Wednesday was when somebody brought their challenge, we would say, what if you tried it this way? And it's just a shift in perspective. We see it differently because we're not personally involved. Right. And, I thought the concept was great.
Well, it really is. I mean, what it's saying is you're too close so you don't see the forest for the trees.
Right.
And by you being able to give perspective and experience,
yes,
you're giving options. And it's what I call a V8 moment. I could have had a V8.
Right. Absolutely. If you'd like your V8 today, give us a call, 303-632-4160, 303-632-4160. Gary, during the news break you were asking me about, last week we did a live remote from the Kid to Kid up in North Glen, and you were following up with that, which I love the fact that you are following up with something you have no financial connection to whatsoever, but you care about the players, and I love that. I'm happy to report that Jolene Donahue, the owner of Kid to Kid, wrote yesterday, after 4 days of grand opening, she was phenomenally thrilled with the turnout, with Angel and Eric and us going up to do the remote, with our network doing the support of that here in the local area, and of course with the hundreds and hundreds of people. I don't know if you heard, 11 minutes it took for the people who were lined up outside to get through the front doors.
Wow.
11 minutes. That is a Disneyland ride queue if I ever saw one.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Did you buy the tie?
I did not buy the tie, nor did I. The other question that was asked of me was, did I buy the potbelly giraffe?
Giraffe. That's right.
And I am far more inclined to buy the potbelly giraffe, but I took it a little. Angela was just a little too giddy, pointing out that it looks a lot like my my midsection as that giraffe sat round and rotund. So I didn't buy that either.
But it was a fun day. I was following it. I wish I could have gotten up there.
Yeah.
Right? That's the beauty of the Facebook Live.
That is.
And, just the energy that created and the ability to connect on that level and make the difference.
Yep.
Is what you're all about.
We're making a difference with you right now as we talk about the various facets of change in your business. We've got America's Traction Coach Gary Barnes hanging out with us today. Give us a call, 303-632-4160, and we'll be back right after these messages. This is the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-461-8937. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-461-8937 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-461-8937 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-461-8937.
This is Dan Kaplis. Our firm is dedicated to always being on the leading edge of the practice of personal injury law. That includes game-changing, next-generation technology, nationally respected experts, and innovative visual tools that help us bring our client's case to life for the purposes of settlement or, if necessary, trial. We only accept a limited number of cases, so we're able to devote to each client our full arsenal of technology, skilled attorneys, and staff. We are a serious firm for serious cases, and we make the vast resources of our firm available to good people from all walks of life by taking righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. If you'd like to talk with me about your case, just give me a call or email me through our website. There's no charge for an initial consultation. 303-770-5551. 303-770-5551 or dankapleslaw.com. That's dankapleslaw.com.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-600-1637. That's 1-800-600-1637. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637. 1-800-600-1637.
With the hot weather in Denver, there's no reason to wait for your AC to break down. Don't need to replace, just repair? Steel T Heating and Air Conditioning will waive the trip fee with any qualifying repair. That's a $70 savings. Let them help you be more comfortable in your home than you've ever been before and save money while doing it. Steel T is a family-owned business with over 50,000 satisfied customers. They're the largest factory-authorized Carrier dealer and the only Hall of Fame dealer in Colorado. Turn to the experts and call Steel T Heating and Air Conditioning now at 303-761-WARM or visit SteelT.com. Remember, the T stands for trust. Let the professionals from Steel T inspect your system and pinpoint minor issues quickly before they graduate into more extensive damage, disruption, and expense. Call Steel T Heating and Air Conditioning now and receive up to 60 months at 0% interest for qualifying air conditioning replacements. Turn to the experts at Steel T. Emergency assistance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. SteelT.com.
This is the Experience Pros Radio Show. Got an opinion or want to ask us a question? Email radio@experiencepros.com or message us on the Experience Pros Facebook page, and we'll interact with you live on the show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the home of positive business talk and cool bumper music. Thanks to our producer, Chad. We appreciate that. Gary Barnes sitting in for Angel Tassi. We appreciate you most of all today.
Well, it's great to be here. And, I think I'm a drummer. So, I like that upbeat music as well.
Right. Absolutely. I did not know that you were a drummer. Yep. I don't know how I missed that part, but
been a drummer for a very long time.
All right. Do you still play?
I still play.
Really?
Well, once a month with a praise band.
Really?
Yep.
Well, all right. I used to call myself a drummer because back in the day when I was in high school, I had an 18-piece trap set that was really nice. And then as I was sharing with you in the commercial break, my life changed forever, and all that stuff got sold out and gone, and I never picked it back up. Do you watch the Game of Thrones? Are you familiar with the
commercials?
Yeah, I've never watched it either. I actually own HBO, but I don't watch it. And but there's a Game of Thrones meme out there that says, and it's a guy with the stereotypical fur-lined thing with his hands on the hilt of his sword, and he says, "Brace yourself. More change is coming." And I think that's an appropriate piece for our conversation today because, what is the one thing that is constant in life? Change. Absolutely. And how we deal with change is probably the most important piece to the puzzle, is because, you've got two sides to every coin, Gary, right? And change comes down, and whatever it is, it's probably not going to be the most comfortable situation. Right? But through the process, and as you talk about embracing change, you realize that it's an opportunity for growth. Yeah?
Well, most people ignore change. And because of that, they don't know what to adjust to, and they don't know, what the opportunity is within that change. And they miss that opportunity.
Absolutely. So I looked up just a couple of things on the internet. I looked at change happens. I put change happens in. And the first thing that comes up as a result for that is something that I believe it was, it might be Stephen Covey's son that put this out. It's Stephen Covey, says, change happens at the speed of trust.
That's a really good quote because it's okay. So we're going to back up a little bit.
All right.
You keyed in on a word that I really, really want to, look at.
Yeah.
And that word is trust.
Right.
Who do we trust? Do we trust ourselves or do we trust others?
I think, let me pontificate here for just a minute. Either that or I'll step in it, and you have my permission to correct me on this. I think the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make is that they're unwilling to trust anybody other than themselves?
It's two-sided sword.
Okay.
And where I see that is that they're not willing to take advice or any kind of open discussion with people that have gone before them.
All right.
But what happens is that intrinsically inside of us, that intuition, we know whether it's right or wrong, and we don't have that voice. We don't trust ourselves, so we go looking for people to give us the answer we think we want.
I see where you're coming.
So virtually, we've given up our empowerment. So yes, we want to trust those that we surround ourselves with, trusted advisors.
Right.
But at the same time, if we don't trust ourselves, we'll always be looking for the next answer. I've had clients call me. It's really an interesting thing because they don't think I remember. And they'll call and ask a question. We'll discuss something. We'll come up with some ideas. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, they'll call me and ask the same question. And I'll have a pause and I'll say, it's the same answer that I gave you 3 weeks ago. And all of a sudden there's silence.
Right.
Because they didn't remember they had asked me. And they're just circling back. And I go, you ask me again, we're done.
Right.
Because one of us is not needed here. Because they're still looking for that positive proof answer that they don't trust themselves to hear.
It really is two sides of the same coin here, Gary, because I see what you're saying, and I agree with that. I mean, I see people doing that. And then the other side of it is I also see people who won't let go because the only one that they can trust to affect the change that is necessary is themselves.
Right.
They don't trust somebody else to do. I can do it better than anyone can do it.
So really what you're saying is that they're afraid, and so they say they're trusting themselves, but they're not wanting to give up something because they don't have that assurance that that person has their best interest at heart.
Yes.
It gets a little complicated here.
It does, but it's a brilliant conversation. I think that as we explore it, I want to invite our listeners to call in and kind of go through this with us. The number to call, 303-632-4160. Those of you who are watching by way of Facebook Live, you have just as much permission to pick up your phone and call us and engage in the conversation. And for those of you who are directly connected to Gary Barnes, he just wants you to, now he's going to invoke one of the phrases that he's famous for, and that is be brave. It's one of the 3 important keys to stepping out and growing in your business. And that number is 303-632-4160. I promise you, it's just a conversation with Gary and me. It's not going to be scary in any way, shape, or form. But do join us in the conversation as we talk about change and the various facets of change and what motivates our resistance to change. And Gary will say that what motivates our resistance to change is because we don't trust ourselves enough to enact to listen to and then act upon the still small voice within us. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're comfortable. And, we get to a place where we go, it's not so bad.
How can we be comfortable, Gary, when we are broke?
Can
we call it what it is?
Yeah, it's a way of life. It is a way of life where they start seeing themselves as that. It's an identity. And so, and here's where we were talking about earlier, is that when we look at a goal and it's above our mindset of where we think we should be,
right,
we'll sabotage it. We'll come right back to where we were before.
So let me play that out in words that may make sense to the audience. So if we are, I make $30,000 a year, but I want to get to $45,000 a year, and I get to $39,000 a year, and I'm doing really well. Now I start to fear.
Because of the exposure of the change, we will actually go back. Look at the lottery winner.
Yeah.
They manifest a lot of money.
Yep.
5 years, they're right back where they were, except they can't afford the lifestyle they just created.
Statistics say it's only 2 years, and you're absolutely right. All right, gang, we're going to take a quick break for the bottom of the hour news. Don't go anywhere. Gary Barnes is in the house, and we're talking change today. This is the Experienced Pros Radio Network.
You're listening to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. America's home for positive business talk.
Lars Larson believes Obamacare was a death sentence.
Because of the mandates, they were sold a plan that cost them so much in premiums. Some of those people likely looked at that and said, well, I'm going to go to the doctor as little as I possibly can. People don't go to the doctor. The condition they had was serious. They don't get early treatment. And then either it costs a whole lot more money to fix it, or it doesn't get fixed at all because you die.
The Lars Larson Show, weeknights at 8 on Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Will your current career path lead you to financial independence? Stop worrying about working till you drop, losing your job, or retiring in poverty. It's simple. Register for our free passive income workshop and learn the 7 principles we use to provide for our families and run our businesses. We reveal the 5 reasons you should invest in real estate, and we show you how every dollar you invest in a piece of real estate makes you money 5 ways. It's time to get this life-changing information. Register today at mypassiveincomeworkshop.com. Stop making excuses. Go to mypassiveincomeworkshop.com.
There is a darkness that seeks to divide us, but we will not let this house fall. Join the Americhicks, Molly and Kim, in a town hall of ideas as they search for the truth and find solutions real folks face today. Government's heavy hand is not the answer. The free market and free minds are. Join the Americhicks discussion today from 5 to 6 p.m. Together, we are a movement. Denver's only female-hosted call-in talk show on your drive home. The Americhicks, Kim Monson and Molly Vogt, weekday afternoons at 5 on KDMT, Denver's Money Talk. 1690 AM. When you want authentic Mexican food, think Las Hermanas Mexican Cafe. At Las Hermanas, each Mexican dish is made with love. With over 30 years in the restaurant business, they bring a passion and flavor you will surely savor. Fresh-made chips and salsa, authentic Mexican cuisine, and delicious desserts will keep you coming back again and again. Las Hermanas is a family-owned restaurant conveniently located in Aurora, near South Parker Road in Bellevue. The only thing better than their mouth-watering dishes is getting it for half price. That's right, enjoy 2 Las Hermanas specialties, normally $20 for only $10. Now that's tasty. You can only get this deal at denverhalfprice.com. Which delicious dish will you choose? The fried tacos, steak a la Mexicana, stuffed sopapilla, or one of over a dozen choices? Visit denverhalfprice.com to get an authentic Mexican dinner for 2 for only $10. And head to Las Hermanas Mexican Cafe today. Again, visit denverhalfprice.com to get an authentic Mexican dinner for 2 for only $10. And be sure to head to Las Hermanas Mexican Cafe today.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-5008. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-5008. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-5008. 1-800-400-5008.
The Colorado Business Roundtable is honored to present world-renowned speaker and author David Avrin as part of our COBRT speaker series. He will talk about his latest book, Visibility Marketing, the no-holds-barred truth about what it takes to grab attention, build your brand, and win new business. Be inspired by David Avrin's observations. thought-provoking questions, and irreverent humor. Join us Thursday, August 30th at 4 p.m. Visit cobrt.com/events to register.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a business revolutionary by sharing a Fan Braggin' story of great customer service by using the hashtag FanBrag or calling the Fan Braggin' hotline at 855-FAN-BRAG, FANBRAG. Now back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Angel is out on vacation today. She is celebrating her birthday month, and her husband her husband took her out to Mexico, and the two of them are sitting on a beach somewhere enjoying themselves. We've got Gary Barnes, though, the America's Traction Coach, hanging out with us. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just had this image of Angel and Jay sitting on the beach in Cancun.
Right.
And we get Google Maps to shine down
and zoom in on them
and take a picture.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, if someday, I know that Big Brother's able to do it, but I don't think we can control it quite to that degree. But I'll tell you this much: it would not surprise me, not even in the least, if Angel, sitting on the beach drinking a Mai Tai, whatever it is, she likes those fruity little cocktails, picks up her phone and checks in on this show. She does that from time to time just to see everything going all right.
Is Gary, did he show up?
I think we call it damage control, excuse me. But she'll check in. And of course, she was on with us today in our breakthrough business breakthrough. I'm going to do it again. Why did you have to go with breakthrough first?
I was going to say, it was all in my order.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny because words sometimes stick like that. And I can't tell you how many times we had the Extreme Customer Service Directory, and how many people started their business called Extreme something or other. I could name 3 of them right now. And it's a compliment, I'm sure, but it was completely unintentional. Ours is called the Breakthrough Power Boost, which is the Monday 30-minute mindset makeover. And of course, we're partnering with you in that. So Tag, you're it for next week, by the way. The cool thing, though, she was sharing with us was we have to have our goals, and we can put 2 or 3 on one side of a page of paper. And then we have to have our daily routines or our daily habits that we have on the other side of the paper, and ask yourself a fundamental question, which could be ultimately profound, and that is, do those things line up?
Right.
The things that we're doing in the day, in the morning, in our daily activities, our daily habits, are they actually helping us with the goals? For instance, if I want to increase revenue, one of my goals is to double revenue, right? So if I want to double revenue, then am I doing the things that are necessary to double the revenue? And there is no substitute for a cold, hard look at that, saying yes or no. If it's yes, good, keep doing that. Maybe even accelerate your effort in that. But if the answer is no, stop it right now and find another habit that's going to support that.
And in business and sales drives business. We all know that.
Sure.
And it's all numbers. But we get this risk intolerance, not tolerance.
Right.
And then we want that predictability. And just by you saying the daily model of operation or mode of operation,
right,
has that tendency to think, well, we do the same thing over and over again. Well, we do things over and over again, but not necessarily the same thing.
Correct.
And the word that came to me this morning when we were listening to Angel was the word consistent.
Yeah.
Doing it consistently and persistently, giving you the opportunity to receive the benefit.
Whatever you do, if you do it consistently, you will reap consistent rewards.
Yes.
Whether it's good or bad, if you do it with consistency, you're going to reap those rewards. And it doesn't matter whether it's your relationship, doesn't matter whether it's your business, doesn't matter whether it's your personal life, whatever it is that you do consistently, you will. I had a Siberian Husky when I was a kid, younger. adult. Used to be a kid. And the Siberian Husky. You ever have a Husky? Do you ever have a...
had a Great Dane Husky.
Okay.
That looked like a St. Bernard.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
140-pound puppy.
Yes, they tend to be that way. Well, the one thing about the Husky breed is they establish a pattern in the backyard. And in this case, it almost looked like a flag, because the pattern was around the perimeter. And then there was one diagonal. And that was it. And it's not that the dog wouldn't step off and into the grass, but he wore holes in the grass in these areas because we do what we do it consistently, and that's the thing that shows up.
Right. And when we add another component to the mix of being impatient, we're a microwave society.
Right.
And so we do those consistent things for a short period of time.
And then
we don't get a result. And then what do?
We quit.
Yeah. And
I tried that and it didn't work.
It didn't work. So I go for that next shiny object. I go to that next seminar. I go to that next widget, whatever. And I call it the gestation period. Everything has a gestation period, that time when we plant the seed that we have a harvest.
10 years to the overnight success.
And that's why they say it takes, 7, the numbers change, but 7 touches before somebody makes a buying decision.
Right.
And I touched someone one time and they buy.
Yeah.
Well, what happened? Somebody touched them 6 times and went away.
Right.
They weren't there for the harvest.
And doesn't it suck if that's you?
Yes.
And then, Gary, you do these Facebook Lives 3 times a week. And by the way, Gary Barnes and Gary Barnes International. Gary Barnes spelled Barnes. Check him out on Facebook. Send him a friend request. Connect to his page, Gary Barnes International. And while you're there, go click on GaryBarnesInternational.com and sign up for your BreakthroughBusinessMastery.com Business Boot Camp, the 33rd of those. You were doing another one. We've been talking about change, and right along the lines of change comes a practical application thereof. Today's, you talked about the power of yes.
Of yes.
What is that?
I received the email from Cher, from your producer, for doing the show today.
Right.
About 5:30 in the evening, Friday night.
Okay.
And she apologized for the late notice, but would I be willing to and able to come and do the show with you today?
Right.
My first answer was yes.
Okay.
Now I had to back up because I had some things in the way. I had to move and adjust.
You had to change your schedule after you said yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you changed your schedule and moved some things around, you created the space by saying
yes.
Wow.
It's amazing what happens when we say yes.
And here you are, this is one of those things that Angel and I, we're very, and we realize this, we're very giving in the area of airtime and so on. People don't even understand what the value of having a microphone and a directed conversation for 2 hours on the radio, the value of that goes beyond. I know you do.
Well, and this is going to sound a little strange maybe, or like I'm making this up. I didn't realize until I sat down today that this was going to be a discussion about me. Or we were going to have this type of interaction.
Right.
I heard it and I said, how can I serve Angel and Eric?
Absolutely.
That was, I was here to help you
Well,
guys.
and you met your match because we like I said, we were cut from the same tree. And so the whole idea is to be a blessing, and I'll bless you and you will bless me, and we go back and forth. And before you know it, the rising tide lifts all the ships, including the people who are listening to us and participating in the conversation. If you want to participate in the conversation, we got about 15 minutes left in the show. Going to invite you to pick up your phone right now and call 303-632-4160. 303-632-4160 and tell us, what have you gained by saying yes? Have you ever lost by saying yes? And or how have you navigated the change that is inevitable in every one of our businesses?
Absolutely.
Any one of those conversations would be welcome to us. It is an open, free-flowing conversation with Gary, and I'm super grateful that the program allows us to do that so that we have the time to converse. Gary, give us another example of some of the benefit and the power of saying yes.
Because of the boot camps, they're pretty well set. And a couple of years ago, TEDx called me and wanted me to do my How a Beaver Saved My Life talk
like
on their stage.
Like a TED Talk.
A TED Talk.
For TEDx.
TEDx. And it happened to be, I said, I'd be happy to. They told me the date. It was right in the middle of my boot camp. Now, that poses just a slight little bitty problem.
The boot camp that you host.
That I host.
Yeah.
I'm on stage.
Yeah.
But we worked it out because I said, could I do the next one? They said, absolutely, but it's a year from now. Every time the brass ring comes around and it's available, it doesn't mean that it'll be there the next time.
Grab the brass ring.
And so we made the adjustments. I did the TEDx. It was a little bit complicated, but it was well worth it.
You made it happen. Yep. It did happen. It's a part of your record now. And if you haven't updated your LinkedIn profile, I'm sure you have. It needs to be there. Gang, every time you find a significant opportunity, that brass ring, if you will, grab it. And we're going to give you one more today, 303-632-4160. Grab it, call, be a part of history. We'll be back right after these messages.
America's home for positive business talk. You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show. Contact them on the web at experiencepros.com.
KDMT, Denver's Money Talk, 1690 AM.
Victor Mitchell, our kind of guy for governor.
The problem is our government has become so overbearing with regulations. A large part of so many kids, especially girls, are not pursuing vocational trades. And most of those types of trades, there's a 4-year apprenticeship period, which I frankly think is just over the top. And there's literally thousands of opportunities like that today in Colorado.
Vic wants to strengthen the economy in Colorado by connecting local and state officials and working with them to create a better plan for a stronger economy.
Every day I'm listening, I'm learning, and we've never had a 64-county economic development strategy coming from the governor's office, where we work directly with town council members and county commissioners and form strategies to bring infrastructure and community college training and private employers into their areas. These types of things can be brought to Colorado because so many parts of our state are not doing as well, and I promise to do exactly that.
Forward-thinking businessman, bold leadership. That's our Vic. Paid for by Coloradans for Victor Mitchell.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone and call right now to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device, absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your laptop bag or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
This is Charles Osgood. Small business never stops moving, so Dell's U.S.-based small business technology advisors are trained to keep up. Just call 877-BUY-DELL to get connected with an advisor who will get to know your business and tailor a solution with Dell PCs powered by Intel Core processors that is right for you, so you can focus on your business and leave the tech questions to Dell. Call 877-BUY-DELL to get in touch with a tech advisor today.
Hail and severe storm season is just around the corner, and that's why you need to call Golden Spike Roofing at 303-942-1386 for a thorough and free inspection for roofing done right to the last nail. Call Golden Spike Roofing.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
As a small business owner, your focus should be on your customers and providing a great customer experience. You shouldn't be investing time and energy on bookkeeping bookkeeping, accounting, and taxes, but somebody has to do it. Trust Teresa and her team at Luna's Accounting and Tax. Teresa and her team will take care of all your bookkeeping, accounting, and taxes. They'll keep you informed and streamline the process. Luna's Accounting and Tax keeps your business compliant and up to date, and they'll give you the great customer experience your customers come to expect. Free your time and gain the peace of mind to keep your focus on your customers. They will help you too. Call Teresa at Luna's Accounting and Tax today. 720-323-4917. 720-323-4917. 720-323-4917. Or visit lunastax.com. That's lunastax.com. That's lunastax.com. Se habla español.
For a more comfortable and energy-efficient home, call Pastor Camp today to install a new Lennox heating and air conditioning system and receive up to $1,500 in rebates and take advantage of their financing options. Pastor Camp is well known for their customer satisfaction guarantee and has served Denver area homeowners for 58 years. Discover Pastor Camp and experience comfort. 303-777-1234 or visit pastorcamp.com. pastorcamp.com.
Revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
That's right. The boys are back in town. Gary Barnes, Eric Reamer here, hanging out with you today. This is the Experience Pros radio show. And a fine how do you do to you. Gary Barnes sitting in for Angel Tussey, who's vacationing somewhere, some beach in Mexico. Yeah, absolutely down south.
It's been a blast. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
You know, the more time I spend with you, the more I love you, man. I really do. And just enjoy the conversation and realizing that there's so much wisdom that comes from, we were talking about credibility and how credibility doesn't come by any other course but experience. And though you've got me by 20 years, are you about 20 years older than I am?
I don't think it's quite.
No, 15 years older than I am. But nonetheless, you've got the experience, and I have the willingness to sit under your tutelage and learn, which again goes down to the very thing you were talking about, the power of yes. Find a business coach, and be willing to humble your heart and submit to their, this is going to tie this whole thing up, right? Because Gary, we talked about change, how people are resistant to change because we really don't understand what's taking place in the change. Rather, we tend to stick our heads in the sand and then we miss the wave that's coming. And but when we embrace the change, we can see the wave, ride it, and become something beautiful. Then we talked about the power of yes and how the power of yes is, you will miss some of the biggest when that brass comes around. Find a way to say yes. And one of my stories, if you will, is that I was the guy who said no to Jay Leno.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As we said earlier, dude.
That is a complete sentence from the West Coasties here. I was given the opportunity. I was a professional stage illusionist, and I was on tour, and I was sitting in a hot tub with my the man who was my best man, good friend of mine, the best man at my wedding, and we were just sitting in the Hollywood, in the hills of Glendale, overlooking the Universal Studios and Lakeside Golf Course out there. It's your stomping grounds.
Yep.
And his phone rings, and he says, yeah, what's going on? And it's Jay Leno's producer for The Tonight Show, right? And the gist of it was, the producer says that they had a dropout on the filming of the show today, and or tomorrow it would be. It was filming for tomorrow's show. And would my friend Dwayne have any ideas of somebody who might be able to fill a 5-minute slot? In Hollywood, this is a regular conversation.
Yes.
Happens all the time. People get sick and can't make a production or whatever. And so the producers call their go-to people. And Dwayne is one of those for The Tonight Show. His wife used to work with Universal, and this story kind of interweaves in and out, and so on. So Dwayne says, hold on for a second, and he covers the speaker of the phone and looks at me and says, it's the Tonight Show. They want to know, can you give a 5-minute segment in tomorrow's show? And I said, Dwayne, I got to be in Idaho. I've got a gig tomorrow night in Idaho, and I can't change that. And he says, hold on for a second, talking back to the producer, and he says, it's a Tonight Show. And I knew what I was turning down. And yet I was committed. I had been scheduled for 4 years to come to this little tiny church, to perform at this little tiny church. Wouldn't pay me hardly anything, but I had signed a contract and I was agreed to do this. And for 4 years, they've been waiting for this.
And the unique thing is at times we have that. And we want to be true to our word.
Right.
We want to be accountable, responsible. But what if you had called the church and said, I have this opportunity. Could I be there 24 hours later? Does that make a difference to you? Is there a way to adjust it? Instead of saying, no, it's just not my time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a story that I bring it up because I realize that we need to understand the gravity of the circumstance. And that brass ring, if you will, you call it the brass ring, to grab that and to understand what happens. And there's no question in my mind that it would have completely changed the trajectory of my career had I got onto the program with Jay Leno. Now, to be honest with you, I was a big Letterman fan at the time, so there was not a lot of crying going on. But I used that going on for years to talk about the fact that there are opportunities that sometimes pass us only once.
And maybe it was the right thing to pass up and you're here now.
I believe that it was.
The ultimate.
Yeah, I believe that it was.
And, it brings up a little question that I give my clients, and I talked about it at the boot camp, is that when opportunities come to us, it's not that we have to say yes to absolutely everything.
Sure.
But here's the question that I'd like everyone to think about. Does this opportunity take me towards or away from my ultimate vision?
Yes.
Not good, bad, right, wrong.
Right.
But whether it fits for where I'm going and where my destiny lies.
And that was why I made the decision the way that I did. KZ says this. She says, what a great example of not opening the door to yes when opportunity knocks. Integrity said, do the church and say no to the Tonight Show. Wow. Ultimately, I do believe that was the right decision and direction for my life. I never pursued the grand stage. I never pursued the Vegas show. I've worked in Vegas. I've worked in Atlantic City. I've worked in a lot of those places. And passing through is better than staying, in my opinion. And I've worked the mega churches. I never pursued them. They found out about me, but there was hardly a day when I wasn't working somewhere because I said yes to the greater opportunity.
And, that receiving, sometimes we don't feel worthy or that we deserve to receive that opportunity as well. And inside of that is that when we give up an opportunity, pass it on, someone else receives it.
Right.
And so is it their opportunity or did we pass up our opportunity that we literally gave to someone else?
Hindsight's 20/20.
We don't know. We can't repeat it.
That's exactly right. So, as we near the close of our program here, Gary, I want to encourage and thank you for all of our listeners who have participated both by way of Facebook Live and others tuning in otherwise. Go to breakthroughbusinessmastery.com. Breakthroughbusinessmastery.com. Sign up to join Angel and me and our tribe hanging out with Gary and his tribe at the boot camp. July 26, 27, 28. Or January 26, 27, 28. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. This is the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Reamer. For more information,